Blub blub everyone, welcome back to Distant Worlds 2. We are playing the Querulous, why do I do this to myself? QuamenoQuaks. There it is. And yeah, so far not that much has happened, apart from we're playing for 9 years in the game right now. Is that correct? Yes, 9 years. And we already have ridiculous amounts of research. We have improved warp fields already unlocked. We have, I mean, we got that for free from our government. Hyperloop arrays. We will now go for neural synthesis hub. Please don't tell me this is Hyperloop in terms of Musk's dumb idiocies, which were a. That's the best thing. It's actually a confirmed fraud, but sure. Well, fraud. It's a confirmed. It's confirmed that he only brought this shit up to get high-speed rail not to be built, and which unfortunately worked. We have planetary administration, which is really cool to already have, and gives us in this mod more leader quality, more corruption reduction, espionage, war weariness reduction for basically just having this technology, which is huge. And I don't think the vanilla game does that. I would need to check, actually, because I can't remember, but I don't think it does. It only gives you the planetary administration. But if we build it, it gives you extra happiness. Okay, construction speed, which, yeah, it's okay. But also facility maintenance savings. It's huge to have this already. And if we get some more money, we unfortunately had to spend some on the puzzle park. To keep that puzzle park for more tourist income later and some other stuff. No, I'm not going to build that gunship. Which we just found. Cool little piece of Quameno history. But unfortunately makes our people sad because pirates use that as a prison. And the Quameno are not happy about their ingenuity used in that way. But still, cool to have. But we had to spend a lot of money on that, so we cannot crash anything right now. We do have a scientist, though. He's not that bad, but I think the best thing would still be to get colony research unlocked as quickly as possible. And if we can... How expensive is that? We don't even have a destination yet, but... That's not that expensive, it's just 5k. Let's keep that in the pipeline. That's this one. But the other one are world ships. And those are really expensive. 15k to crash. But we could instantly crash this right now and get this. Well, almost. We'd still need... No, actually we should be... Oh, we can't because it needs to be here. Crash that thing. Spend the scientist and I'm fine. He doesn't have all research, so... He's basically useless. Bam. Colonization. Technology discovered. 5 years saved. Again. Ridiculous. If we can do that with the ship... Just need the 15k and a scientist. We need to wait for another scientist to spawn. But if we can do that with the actual ship as well, we can already start colonizing like 10 years into the game. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. It would be great to get some more money. I'm not going to crash right now. To actually have the one independent colony that we know of be happy with us already once we can build these ships. But there's something else we could do. We could make them happier by knowing their language. That would also help, and help a lot right now, because they're at -13. And most of that comes from their trouble with our alien ways. We need like 3 of these researchers to make them neutral here, but... Yeah, the critical research failure sucks, and I don't have a scientist to sacrifice to make that a crash, unfortunately. That really sucks. And the general was dismissed. Unfortunately, sometimes your scientist gets dismissed. I wish that wouldn't happen with the Quameno. We did get some research from our spies. That's kind of nice. We have an ambassador, which we will not need for a while. We're getting another 5 happiness to combat this. Oh no, actually that happiness already went away from the park. That's kind of good. Because, yeah, we are getting more happiness through building science stations, which is kind of neat. Because that means more money. Yeah, sure, build this. And more money is more good. Look at that. 20k already. It's ridiculous. I love it. And we're reducing corruption by having this building. We already have this Enigma maze, which gives us extra happiness and extra scientist quality and leader quality. That's kind of neat. No, I'm not going to build another right now. Clan of Superiority. See, I don't want to find more pirates. That's the one thing I don't want to find right now. Let's just pay the protection money. We can't. Oh, they really hate us. That's great. Huh. Contempt for our complacency, whatever that means. We probably had a bad event with them. That's bad because we don't have defenses. That might make it important to get ships, which I don't want to because this saves us so much money right now, which we can use to crash more. Fearsome Moon Clan as well, great. And apparently we pissed them off too. I didn't even read it. Oh yeah, we pissed them off so hard. Oh god, that's not good. But if we build ships, I'm gonna put as many ion cannons on my gunships as I can. Our gunships are kind of shite though, sadly. Although I think, no, they have 3 weapon slots. That's kind of neat. I'm gonna put ion weapons on those, for sure. And we got missiles for free, weirdly. Okay, well, free-ish. I think I still had them in the research queue, but... How important is this one, guys? Ooh, more appearance chance for scientists. Okay, maybe it's very important. It costs an arm and a leg to build. With 50k credits. But if we could build this early... More appearance chance. The all research is also quite nice. But more appearance chance could allow us to get some early technologies really quickly. That includes this. I'd really like that. I'm gonna put that in. We'll see. We're still waiting for a scientist right now. Stupid appearance chance. Ooh, 100k in the boat here, in the back of our hand. Let's go. Make these guys love us. That's really good. We're at 0 right now. Next time we will be much higher up there. We don't have colony ships anyway, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that they're only at 0. We have all the time in the world. I mean, we're like 50 years before anyone else can colonize already, so... Well, it's not true. Maybe like 20 years. So I really enjoy the Quameno in that way, because you can break the game a bit with this. Especially if we can improve our... our exploration. That also means maybe exploration tech. Because we only have standard sensors. No, we have already improved exploration scanners. Yeah, these are still far away. And double crashing. We need to be careful not to do that too much. Because having a scientist with like 20% all research could also be quite nice. But at the moment, getting some of these key technologies is huge. It's absolutely huge. And anything else we research is just basically biding our time. You know, it's just, oh yeah, we're getting some stuff on the down low. But the really important stuff is having a new scientist and crashing something really big again. Like the colony ship would be huge. Absolutely huge. And I think that's the highest priority we have at this moment. Even though I'd like this one. Now, this is a gamble. Because A, it costs a lot of money to crash. It costs a lot of money to build. But it could allow us, to do more in that regard. And now this has gone down by a lot. From 20 years down to 9. Because we are getting more research, which of course helps with that a lot. Can't get there beyond fuel range, so maybe we put some fuel in, huh? It's just 3 years. Let's put that in next. After this. But this will help us keep these guys happy. Because that should go down to like 6, -6, which would keep them at neutral. At least if I know this game at any point, which probably is not the case, but we'll see. In 5%. 60 days, 2 months. Like 13 years into the game and we're considering colonizing. It's ridiculous. Of course that will drop down a bit after a while, but in terms of what we can do. Oh no, it's just a +2. When does this go down? Was that after the next one? I just want more scientists to spawn, please. Please. Please give more scientists. Oh, also a thing that this mod does. Look at this. Many of these technologies that we're improving, like storage, and that's not the greatest, are just free upgrades. So they basically don't need you to retrofit. And I wish that would be different for these cargo bays, because that's how you milk your civilian economy. And I really want that to happen. I really want to milk them a bit. Because we need that money. Or actually, they don't need it, so I could do much better stuff with that. Like crash research and stuff, you know? And make their lives better, maybe. Also, something different here is not the command, but the crew. The crew facilities in this mod are quite different because... Where's the crew? Can't ever find this. Oh, is that down here as well? Transportation, storage, cryogenic systems is just troop capacity. Where's crew? Oh, here, just underneath. But crew compartments, yes, like normal. They look fancier because of the cool new pictures, but once you get the boarding, which we already have, and get the Starship Marines, that's not a separate compartment anymore. That's militarized crew in this one, which is kinda interesting because it gives you different bonuses for military ships that way. More boarding capacity or more boarding strength and boarding defense, which is kinda cool with the same capacity that this one has. And that's interesting. That's an interesting way to think about that. And to make that happen. What did we get? We were exposed. Quick jump hyperdrives, which I don't care about. Cool. I want the other one. Now, what's more important? This hyperdrive or world ships? I think world ships, because that could spiral out of control. As well as this one. But for now, I want that storage. That's 2.9 years. We have money. Why don't we use that money? And just crash. And this was just 4K. We don't have a scientist, so we can't actually make use of that in terms of just sacrificing a scientist. But that's fine. This is still gonna go quicker. And we want to save as much as we can in terms of years here. Our civilians are doing some stuff. Cool. We're finding some things, but apparently that's... Oh, why is that out of range? Is that maybe... No, it's not because of nebulas. Oh, we're in a pristine spot here. We're in a really good spot. Look at these nebulas. So that's why I didn't want to be in the core, because being here and having to go through this could have also messed with our fuel range, and we might not be able to cross this really until much later, and we would be trapped. I had that happen. I started down here, and there were nebulas like this somehow. And there was a little narrow pathway through this. And I could... No. There was a single nebula here. And that cut me off from the western side of that nebula for ages. I could only expand in my little pocket here and maybe a little bit to there. And that really pushed me down. But this is one of the best places to start in. Because we basically... Well, we have a nebula, which is bad for this. So getting there will be hard. But we are basically free to go all of this, through all of this space. I mean, this one would have been probably a little bit better because even less nebulas. But good starting point. I'm really happy. I'm gonna leave those on, just to make it a little bit more obvious where the nebulas are. And that's why we can't get through there. At least for now. New scientist appears, that's kinda good. I'm sorry, buddy, but as soon as this technology is ours, I think you're going to have not a long life. We need to cut your brain out of your skull and then squish it to finish that research. Or, I don't know what we're doing, but it sounds like that. How are you guys doing? Yes. Good. +6 means we already had restricted trade. But we're getting closer. And I think I'm gonna sacrifice you for... Should we... I'm not sure. Should we go for research and do a little bit of gamba? Oh, there's also a nebula here. It's kind of shite. Or do we go for... Instead of research, do we go for... world ships? We probably can't colonize here, but we have found another planet to colonize. What do we do now? What do you say, guys? Guys and gals. Gravelex encountered... Yeah, that's fine. Gravelex are not a problem. Usually. They are for us because we don't have any ships, but we're getting some weapons. Getting bombardment, I mean, get kinetic weapons. I still don't use them really, but... Get that done. Is there anything important? We definitely want some ground facilities. Get bombardment weapons real quick. We want armor, yes. Although, yes, we want armor, especially because apparently ion weapons can't get through there. No, that's not what I wanted. Because that means we're you know, safe against pirates. Still haven't gotten better deflectors or the better reactors. Those is something we want too. We almost got quick jump hyperdrives for free, which, you know, would be something. I still prefer these. And I'm not sure if this mod... Maybe I'm gonna look at that. Because to me, for civilians, I probably want the long jump. I'm not sure if this mod actually changes the logic behind how the AI creates those. I wouldn't think it does. But maybe. I mean... I hope they do that by... and I mean the game developers do that by... having a weighting system for the AI, and the AI just decides according to that. Because then you could actually influence that quite a bit easier than if you have to rewrite the AI all the time, which is not good. So I hope they do that. And then the mod could change just the weighting system. And just say, okay, if civilians, you know, then the weight for these components is different. Or something. And I would definitely... With these three kinds, if those are all the kinds, I'm not sure if there's one missing here, there might be. I've only seen these three. But I would always go for Sojourn as the civilian option. Because apparently there are no... what's the fourth kind? In the vanilla game? The ones that save on fuel. The efficient hyperdrives. That would also be a thing, but... it doesn't even say what energy is needed here, right? No, oh, that it does. 142. 142. Okay, they're all... Well, this one is inefficient. So yeah, this one is probably the best. Same efficiency as the other one. Lower than this one. This makes this more a military drive for sure. But... still more efficient than the military drive in terms of energy usage, which means, you know, fuel savings, great for the civilian economy, and also longer jumps. Yes, they're not as quick. They're still quick enough, though, and longer jumps is always good. For civilians, in my opinion. And if they want to be quicker, they can just have 2 ships running the line, you know? Which I kind of like. I'd like that a lot. Look at all that exploration we're getting done. We have 25 and 15. I'm gonna go higher. I'm gonna be crazy. I'm gonna go 30 and 20. And for that, I probably want better hyperdrive soon. And fuel efficiency. We already increased fuel efficiency. Well, efficiency, fuel amount, basically. Efficiency would help as well, but I don't think there's even a tech for that. But we increased fuel amount by 30%. It's not bad. And we get fuel transfer just for this. That's kind of nice. And we get better fuel transfer here. Okay, that's good for tankers. But now we can get it up by another 25%. That doesn't sound bad. And this can help exploration just because they can reach further. Will help a lot. Because more ships are not always more gooder. You do want, you know, to have them, to give them the reach as well. But also, the more reach you have, the bigger the circle gets. So you need more ships to get through that efficiently. So yeah, maybe we want to do that. Storage could be kind of nice, you know, another 200 storage. We definitely want that at some point. But look at our research. We're like 20, not even 15 years into the game. And we already are at 2 years for all of these researchers. That's huge. That's absolutely huge. Maybe we also want to consider to go into this research soon. Maybe even normally researching it real quick. Because we clearly have the money, and we just want to put more bonuses on these stations. We already need 30k to fund this. Maximum funding can use 800? Wait, what? What? We have 27 available and we need only 800? Yeah, how about we increase that soon? Armor plating, that's kind of nice for our ships. That will mean new versions for our ships, and we have very few civilian ships around. That's also because we don't have a lot of stations available for them to do something with. Definitely more, always more Caslon. Never shy away from getting more Caslon. You will need it. Doesn't matter if you overproduce. The civilian economy can take it. I've never run into any kind of problem by just increasing Caslon. And also, they need fuel as much as you do. So more fuel, more Gouda. Should also save them on fuel price, basically. Not sure if it does, but... Ah, look at that. Interesting. This is not in vanilla that you see these expenses. I think. Maybe you do, but I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe. I'm not an expert in this game. Pirate raiders. Yeah, that is a problem. Because I would like them to not raid me, please. That seems good, though. Oh, no. Still need 8 relations. And you? You also need 8 relations. So who are these? The Fearsome Moon Clan. That's the little ratties. So I'm gonna do something that you probably shouldn't, but it's fine. I'm just gonna spend some money, make them happy. Spend some money, make them happy. Yes, it's basically a waste, but also it isn't, because now they don't fuck with me so much. And that's fine. Because I don't want to spend any of this money right now on ships. I think we're not in the position yet. We don't have many colonies. I want many colonies to do that with. We have a scientist, and he is... Ooh, that's bad. Because he gives us 20% more research output on the Empire. The second one only 10%, the third one only 5% increase. So you would be at 35% with 3 of them. And 37.5 with 4 of them. With Ultra Genius. That is huge. But at the moment, 20% doesn't mean much. 20% is basically nothing. So, I'm still gonna sacrifice the guy. I'm so sorry, buddy, but you need to be a little dead. Should I go for more research and better scientists appear chance? No, I think it's time for world ships. It's also kind of sad because it's only 6 years now, but it's fine. It's just because we're getting so much research. Boop. Gebooped. Dead. He's done. He is done, but we have world ships. And I need to build one. Give you that. You should hopefully be happy. Oh, you're not happy enough, you little bastard. But that's fine. I'm going to invest in Koan. Instead, first. Ooh, we have Ethereum Haven Major. Or Major. That's also kind of nice. This is a really good one, too. Is it good enough, though? It will be. It will be soon. And again, we're getting extra money because we already have that research for our planets. We get an extra plus 10 on our planets. Which is kind of huge. And therefore, this planet will be amazing. I mean, not at first, but soon. And we will get this soon enough. We will just give them one more present. They will go to trade, and then we will be able to just get them. And I think that was a good choice. Otherwise, let's get the countermeasures first, because that just takes no time at all. Medical systems, yeah, I'm not going to crash those. I would crash for the hyperdrive, though. And for the science, here. And I think maybe this science is better if we can still get to 50k. That was not smart. I didn't want to right-click. If we can still get to 50k. Otherwise, maybe this would be better. I'm not quite sure. And what we want is amazing exploration. Oh yeah, that'll cost us a little bit of our potential, but that's fine. But we want amazing exploration to get just more science. More science is our mantra. And we lost the general. Well, they're all drunkards, so what do you expect? Of course we're losing them. This is quite far away, unfortunately. I hope they are still in... Are they even in colonization range? Yes, they are. Okay, just. Good. Good. That's all we want. Yeah, we're getting to the 50k. Maybe it would be kind of nice to get the 20% all research. And more scientists. Technically. Creative Froggo. Which, you know, is not technically that good. So, I'd be fine with sacrificing the guy. 13, that means we can get your limited trade, and that should mean 22% only, but we can still try and get this. I'm not sure if that's smart, but... And I like not to have any hassle with pirates, because we can't find their outpost now anyway, not at this time. So, we already got that colony, my goodness. That is kinda ridiculous. Get this, get that, bam, done. Colony established. Also, you get more buildings in this mod. And that's gonna be huge. Because you get a specific building in this mod. Where is that? I should probably be able to get that already? No? Also, you want improved colonization here. Yes, it's gonna be more expensive, but it's gonna be... in terms of what you're paying, less expensive per pop unit that you're bringing. And also the size goes down, which is kind of huge. That's probably why it's going to be less expensive. So it will be more efficient to colonize with the other ones in terms of the money spent per pop. And also having more pop on a planet will give you a better exponential curve. It will skew the curve more to the left, so you get into the exponential part much quicker. We will also want civilian transportation when we get the Katarov. So I'm going to put that in already. And maybe even the storage. Because we will need to bring our Quamenos back. Quickly. Better orbital mining could be nice. And this doesn't take that long anymore. But yeah, I want more science. Any science. Do we risk it with this one right now? I mean, this gives us at both 9 years, so... But we have the money to crash it. We don't have the money to build the thing right now, but we will get that money, I'm sure of it. So... That's fine, just build this. New general, yay. Oh, what we also need is a port. But that's not as important. Haha, important. Get it? I don't think that's as important for this colony, because we're not using this as a industrial colony yet. And we will need another little thing there. Yeah, I don't think I like you that much, my little froggo. I'm very sorry. You're not the best boy. So what happens if you're not the best boy? You get cancelled. And I'm gonna go with the gamble here. There you go. And goodbye, my friend. And now we need the 50k to build this on the planet. And I'm gonna build this here, I think. It's not gonna give us development, does it? Ooh, it does. Okay, I'm gonna build this on the other planet then. Gonna take a little bit, but that's fine with me. I like the extra 10% for free. And you have the tourism. Maybe not because you have the tourism. What is our development here? 131%. You can't get over a certain amount. I think 150 or something. So, yeah, it would help right now, and that gives more money. But the other one here would help this colony to make more money quicker. Now I'm gonna build it on the main. Oh, that was my colony ship right there. It shouldn't colonize until this reaches 80% success rate, so... It will go there, it will stand next to the planet, but it will only try to colonize if it's 80% or more. So it should wait for us, hopefully, to actually get that. Tukes. Not what I really want, but I guess. Both of those I don't really want. This will help us with our spy quality, I think, but that's about it. Not sure the Atuk really give us something important. No, I want to give you a bit more. But I also would like to have this first. I mean, technically, getting the colony is more important. Technically. You're not gonna go up to 20, though, which is kind of sad. Getting the free trade would be nice. Even only for, you know, a month or so. Having the free trade would be amazing, because then it might spurn our civilians to just pump money in us. No, I'm not gonna do that. No. I'm gonna give you a full gift. Full amount. I don't trust you. Game. I don't trust you. There's more happiness, and there's the full amount. Sadly, no free trade, but... Only 4%? Why? It was 20% before. Oh, come on. You're annoying. Why is that so low? 25% research is amazing. Ooh, crashed ancient guardian ship. It's not the Shakturi ship, but... We've discovered something remarkable buried beneath the surface of Vega 2. The remnants of a ship of ancient guardian design. It crashed long ago. Possibly before the cataclysm. But some systems remain operational. We will approach cautiously. Our survey team, which has studied the ancient guardian ship, reports that they are receiving a communication from the vessel. Oh, it's that one. Okay. There's basically, and I know this event. You wish to know what I am? I will tell you, though I thought to keep my silence. I am the AI that controls this ship. I think this is a Quameno-specific event. No, it must be, because it will talk about us. And I have been alone for so long, reaching out with my sensors, able to see but not to communicate, beyond the boundaries of this system. Such endless solitude. I see all clearly. Things have begun and ended, circled endlessly. The circle of the cosmos is within me. Did you like my joke? The joke is on you. Why? You would think. Our greatest minds are concerned about the ancient guardian AI on Vega 2. It is irrational, erratic, nonsensical. The centuries of isolation able to observe but not communicate may have driven the AI mad. Can an AI go mad? I mean, if it is a consciousness, it probably can. Ancient Guardian technology is beyond our understanding. Is it even an AI, or is it actually an Ancient Guardian? You know? And therefore, a sentient being, because Ancient Guardians are basically sentient beings, they're just robots. Well, they're actually called mechanoids in the lore, apparently. At least from what I read. Ancient Guardian technology is beyond our understanding, but if these entities have consciousness, then surely it is possible for that consciousness to be warped and distorted. Exactly. Is that not what we call madness? Yeah. We will have to wait to hear more of what this Ancient Guardian has to say, assuming it wishes to say anything at all. Okay, will it not answer us again? Why? It should. There it is. Crash Ancient Guardian ship. Our scientists have conferred, and they are reasonably confident, that the Ancient Guardian AI cannot destroy all life, possibly not even any life. The AI, however deranged, is almost certainly harmless. Still, its hostilities are unnerving. We wish to learn more from it, but how best to engage? Should we threaten to destroy it, or attempt to reassure it that we mean no harm? So, I know both these outcomes. I tested those in both my runs. And there is no good outcome. But threaten is probably the worst one. Because that plays kind of into its hands, and you will see why when I press reassure. We are receiving another communication from the Ancient Guardian on Vega 2. Look at you pathetic creatures prancing around about my hull, trying to understand me as though I were a toy, a plaything. You cannot understand. You want to know how old I am? I'm older than you can imagine. I crashed here before your cataclysm, yes, but also before the prior cataclysm. I have seen civilizations rise and fall. That is an interesting hint, because that hints on the one cataclysm we know wasn't the first one. Will it be the last? We don't know yet. I have seen civilizations rise and fall again and again. I have seen the efforts to break the cycle thwarted. You think the Shakturi, for all their mind science, were different? They were not. And who invited the Shakturi here in the first place? Who? Hear what I have learned. Biological entities are evil. When you have thoughts, they are only of conquest and ruin. You must all be destroyed. And yes, I can do it. Even trapped here, alone in isolation, I can destroy you all. Do you think I should? Very hostile. Back from lurking. Welcome back, Terrible Hamster. Bloop bloop. So, the hint here... and who invited the Shakturi here in the first place? We have no idea how they got here first. But maybe... And we will see that he means us in a second. But maybe the Quameno did it. Brought attention to this galaxy. To the Shakturi. That would be bad. If we were at fault, actually, to bring them here. But we also, by that measure, rescued the Vekarus from certain doom. And what we do know from the Vekarus run is that the Vekarus fled from the Shakturi to this galaxy, or at least as one of the galaxies. Maybe there are multiples they fled to. We don't know. But they must have fled to this galaxy as well. And maybe that is what brought the Shakturi here in the first place. And this is just, you know, that is just what this AI thinks, that we did it. As the Quameno. We have attempted to reassure the AI, that we mean it no harm. It initially refused to respond, but now it is opening communications again. I feel you probing me with your sensors. You know nothing about sensors, about sensing. Your sense of self is all an illusion. That is why the Shakturi were able to defeat you with their psychic technology. I'll transmit some data. It will mean nothing to your tiny brains. You have always been fools. Quameno joined the war. They refused to join the war. Hide in your domes. Destroy your own domes. Sell your people as slaves to the hive minds. Produce a Quameno hive mind hybrid. It is all the same. Why did they trust you? Why were you, of all the species, chosen to be our allies? I argued for the Xenox, but no one could hear me. They blamed the Xenox, of course. I said you would never solve the puzzle, and I was right. It is a terrible thing not to be heard. I will become silent forever. So, what it's hinting here is that they, which means the Ancient Guardians, were deliberating to actually trust one of the other species and help them, I guess. And maybe that's why they don't exist anymore, because they got defeated. Maybe because they trusted someone else, but maybe they got defeated in another cycle. And that is the Distant Universe cycle, which was maybe lore-wise the first cycle or one of the first cycles. Or, you know, at least an earlier cycle than this. And in these cycles that we are in Distant Worlds 2, which might be like 100 cycles after, 1,000, who knows? The Ancient Guardians do not exist anymore because they got destroyed in one of them. So, that might be, and apparently this AI was more for the Xenox, not for the Quameno. Who knows? Maybe that would have been a better decision. Who knows? Maybe it's just lying. The AI has refused to communicate since its last rant. We now detect no power signatures from the ship. It appears that the AI has shut itself down, a quiet form of AI suicide. It was troubled and miserable. Perhaps this is for the best. The data it transmitted about sensors was largely nonsensical, but our engineers were able to weed out the small number of useful elements. The data will help us to further our research. After examining the ship, we have found several star charts. The annotations are hostile, often insulting toward our other species. The AI did have a wicked sense of humor about Gizzerians. Interesting. I mean, for good reason, because they were just, you know, suck-ups to the Shakturi. Most of the data is incomprehensible, but we believe we've discovered the location of an ancient Guardian vault. So, I'm sorry. I think you would have gotten the vault either way, but the AI wouldn't have given us so much information. It would have just exploded itself if we had threatened it. So, I think we would have had 3 or so less to read, and it would just, next one, it would have exploded itself, and we would have still gotten the ancient vault, I think, but not all of that juicy information. Build that starport, I guess. We will need it, for sure. More ability to produce is always good. Oh, there's a base. Of the Quameno Buccaneers. Okay, we want those guys to like us. Problem is, they probably will not, because we're permanently spying on them. That doesn't help. You could give them a gift, and if they're high enough and also have some affinity to you because they're your population or your own people, they will just give you the non-aggression pact, which could be kind of nice to save some money. We're not paying that much, though. It's clearly lying. We better loot its computer parts. We wouldn't understand them. We have no idea what Ancient Guardian technology actually is if it's deciphered. We cannot do shit with that. Or without it being deciphered, basically. We have no idea what that, what capabilities they had or anything. We're not at that point yet. Okay, we got the space station finally. Do we have another scientist, maybe? We do. Another body for the pile. Into the pyre, my friend. I just need a bit more money. Because I need like 15k. Yes. But we're going for this. We can already go to biological workshops. This is one of the new buildings. Look at this. 5% colony happiness, population growth 10%, troop recovery rate and plague curing per planet. This is so huge. You can actually have this on every single planet in your empire. And this is not the only new building. There is another one. I just don't know where it was. I think it was here-ish. Also, I would like some better scanners, like long-range scanners as well. We will need long-range scanners to get better ships. There it is. That's what I want. Industrial shipyards. Look at this. Doesn't sound like much at the first place. Empire-wide bonus. 1% ship maintenance saving. 15% construction speed and 5% colony income. But, and that's a big but, this is not limited. Every single colony can have this, and it has upgraded variants where you double these values. At least the ship maintenance savings, I'm sure about. That means if you have 50 colonies, each with an industrial shipyard, you save 100% ship maintenance with the upgraded version. 50% with this one. That is tremendous. A big butt, exactly, Terrible Hamster. Thank you for that wonderful... Who was the guy called? Mad Space Kitty is the artist. The channel is Aurum? Isn't that Meowpenheimer was its name, right? It's Meowpenheimer's butt. Oh my god, why? Every time, Terrible Hamster, every time. Getting better boarding would be nice, but it's all not important at this time. The hyperdrive is really important to me. Ooh, central officer training is also something we can build on every colony. No, this is only once. This is only once. But the ground combat, and the ground combat has extra levels as well. And this gives troop maintenance savings and colony defense and oh my god, recruited infantry strength as well. It's so huge. We might want armored units soon. Just to spread that around our planets. I'm gonna put that in. We also want better shields and stuff, but not right now. I don't think fighters make a difference at this point, but I definitely want that shipyard very soon. So let's put these two in. There's only 1 and a bit years. This is almost finished, so let's finish this. Do I want to research this normally? Yeah, and I definitely want this to be a sacrifice. We have a scientist. We have some money. We need 15k, correct? Yes, we do. Yeah, it's no progress made yet, which is fine. That's the best moment. You want a long research that is not research at all, that hasn't spent any points. You want to, at least in the beginning, because crashing is quite cheap, you want to crash it, you want to sacrifice a scientist and save all those points and all those years. That's what we want. And we got the recreation systems. We have medical and recreation now, and that will give us extra medical facilities +2, and it will give us another +2, and that is all taxes. Pretty nice. Only the first level, unfortunately. This doesn't get increased, and it is the spaceport that needs to have the system. So if we look at our spaceport here, it has the medical system. Somewhere there, medical compartment. It will now get upgraded for the recreational compartment as well, or it should be. But maybe we have to first increase its hull size or something. Okay, we have the 15k. I want this first. And then I want this, and I want to crash. Crashy, crash, crash, crash. And then just say boop. Boop. Done. Upgraded. And that's a free upgrade. Bam. Already so much more research. Ridiculous. Loving it. Okay, and we're building more. Ooh, what was that? 25%? Damn, son. Huge. What are our bonuses? Bonis. The bonis. 30% all research. Amazing. The leader gives another 5. That's kind of cool. Reactor research, high-tech research, that's 62%. Our espionage really, really sucks, which is not good. That's really bad. A chance for a scientist, 125%. We could make that 150 if I can finally get the 50k cash together. But we also want this colony, and I think that's even more important. And yes, if we can give them another 37k, I think we're good this time. Oh, the problem is, does it even count here? I'm not sure what the success chance is. Maybe if we get the free trade with them, maybe that will help. I'm not sure. Normally you just increase their happiness and they're fine. That strange alien ways don't help. We probably should do some research, but first this is more important. Because the maintenance savings are all ships, by the way. That helps the civilians extremely as well. I'd like to have the full... to make sure that that we get the extra trade agreement. Because that on its own will catapult them up there, I think. Come on. Good reputation really helps. Ah, oh, you bastard. Yes, I want this. Not now. Go away. There we go. Please? Oh, you stupid game. Why? Every single time it gets me with this one. Every single freaking time. Can we? Ah, it's only 46%. It will not do it. Which makes sense. It shouldn't. Do this. That's fine. That annoys me. I do want the... Oh, we have the network entertainment too. 15% extra happiness. Oh, god damn it. Cost a lot more though. And we only have one in our empire. But the biological workshops, as you can see, not only one. This is every single colony gets 5% happiness. That's like 2.5% taxes or something. It's ridiculous. Honestly, I liked it better when they were Meowpenheimer. The new kangaroo VTuber graphic is a bit more boring and similar to many other VTubers. Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know they changed. I know that was their personal favorite fursona, however they call that. But yeah, I didn't know they changed. Oh, that's why it says Aurum. Okay. It's not Meowpenheimer anymore. That's kind of sad, actually. Meowpenheimer was fun. Two things we want. The problem is we need to get around this stupid nebula. And I'm not playing with these most of the time because they can be quite annoying. But I wanted to test it, and maybe it ruins our run, maybe it doesn't. Let's hope it doesn't. And that will be fine. There's a lot more people on that other colony there. I definitely want the Atuk language, please. And that's... Oh, only 1.5 years now. That's kind of nice. Let's put that underneath these these three. This is quite quick. This is going to be quite quick. I'm actually not sure if I want the hyperdrive research like that. Oh, maybe I do. Yeah, maybe I do. I can't crash it. That's fine. I don't need to sacrifice someone to get it. It's not necessary. Especially since it's so short. I should just, you know, hold back with sacrificing my scientists for a little bit. Unless I find someone... That's perfect. Unless I find some scientist that is actually a foreign spy or something. I need to check those. I have forgotten that exists, and the game doesn't disband them if they're a foreign spy. But that makes it much easier for other empires to take your shit. And I don't want them to take my tech. That's probably how the Dayute got my special weapon. Also a thing, the Quameno don't have that. They don't have special weapons as technology. They do have special technology, though. They do have that. But they have shields. They can only have specific shields, is the thing. Yeah, let's just research these drives, and then we go into shields to show you. Do they have something else? Do they... Yes, they have reactors. they have special reactors as well. So I'm going to go and do the shields and the reactors, and then we're going to go with the Xeno studies here, because I'm still focusing on this one, I think. Which is kind of dumb, because this one has more people on it, but it's fine. Do I have the... Yeah, we definitely want that transportation afterwards. That's perfect. And hopefully we can make this happen now. I really want that colony. Do we have another colony that we could take? No. Only this one, which would be bad for now. We need to go harder into exploration. But that hyperdrive will help. Also helps with them getting back quicker to retrofit. And we have 2 starports now, which is huge to build things in. Are you still not able to get this? Wow. Yeah, you really need the free trade, otherwise they just don't do much. Otherwise they don't give you permission. Because this is limited trade here as well, which is good to have limited trade with both of them. It's really bad because of this, the minus 20% all research for a second, but since at the beginning you're crashing anyways a lot, I don't think that makes that much of a difference. Get some more of that. I don't know why that happened. I didn't want that. Let's watch numbers go up. Fun stuff. Still don't want gunships or frigates, and I have to redesign them before I do. But I'm gonna wait to get some more, you know, good stuff. Did we get the other drive? No. Unfortunate. Because I still think the game is a little bit dumb here, and they always take the latest for new designs and not the best for that thing. Makes no sense to me. Ooh, yes. Yes. Skip. Finally. We're getting that. Yeah, it was a gamble to go that quickly, that early for that, because we need some good money injections from the private economy to actually get something that is so expensive. Has an okay construction speed. Guys. Come on. Yeah, next time I will give them another... It's not gonna stay that high. Okay. We need instead to get this for both of them. And that will guarantee us the colonization. I might even crash and burn someone for this. If we have someone. We do. Yeah, you're gonna be crashed and burned. This one needs to finish quickly, that's fine. That will give us one of the best hyperdrives at this time. Maybe the best in terms of everyone else. That will definitely be huge. And we need these independents. We are at very rare colonies. These are very important. You want every one of those colonies. Every single one. I've forgotten what the A2 give you. They like tropical continental. I don't like that. Colony happiness. That's actually huge. But look at all the other... Oh god, they're such a shit species to play as. Yeah, it's just basically colony happiness, which is nice. That's if ruins are done. So they are now gone, by the way. They're really gone. Oh, we had a critical research breakthrough at the last second. Perfect. Yuck. Crash it. Burn. Oh. You're efficient. What's good on efficient? Ooh, yeah, that's good. Save me some money. So the other one dies first. Good, so we have those studies, and now we should hopefully have the colonization in the bag. I really hope so. Just need to wait a bit. Like 4 months. In 4 months we hopefully have this. And now... Why do we have the plus 13? Better reputation is nice. See, Our reputation could go up a bit higher if we had ships. Maybe we will go into ships now. Because if you kill these, the Gravilex and stuff, you get better reputation. So that could actually... If we keep our money up still, that could actually help us. No. I'm gonna go for full value. That was reduced value. I'm gonna go full because I know that you are going to screw me with this. There you go. Plus 30. 100% chance. Please send the ship there. We should have a colony ship ready for you. Okay, now they're loading. Takes a bit, but... Makes sense that they didn't load before, because having them not in the colony would be kind of bad. Also, no Atuk. Oh, and I need to do that for everyone. No, this I can do this way. That's fine, because we don't have any special things. Oh, nice. Free trade. There it is. That means the Atuk are ready as well. To be gotten. Yes, they want to join us. Colonize. Let's go. Huge. Huge, huge, huge. It's just 2 more colonies. Not for free. It's a really, really big investment, but still, it's kind of good. We get better deflectors. That means I can show you now our shields, which are the tortoise shields. They're not even that good, in my opinion. I don't think they're that good. The Xenox shields are so much better because they have ridiculous recharge. We basically have standard recharge, 0.66 recharge. We have a little bit energy usage reduction. That's kind of nice. But basic recharge, we get 248. So we are basically combining these 2 shields. So we're getting a bit more shield strength. No, it's not. Yeah. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. We're basically having general shield recharge with better shield strength. And that's about it. I mean, also the resistance is always the same. 2.48 for some reason, weirdly. 2.48, I don't know why that is the case. We have the same penetration chance as any of the others. We have... Yeah, we're saving a bit of energy. We're getting better shield strength and and just general standard recharge rates. Because this one would be 1.32. And I'm not sure why we are not getting the best of all of these 3, because this is our special, you know, QuamenoTech. But I guess that's how it goes. Ooh, and there are more armor variants in this one. Because you get specific kinds of armor. You get reactive armor with more reactive rating. You get enhanced armor with more rating, so more hit points, basically. You get ion armor, and you get... There was one more. I'm not sure what that one was. I think there are 4 kinds of armor that you get in this mod. Maybe it's just 3. I'm not quite sure. And we get the EM defenses, of course, so ion shields. It says shield generator, but it's not a shield. It's not in the defense category. It's still just a general item, just a general slot that you use. Should we go into more weapons? I mean, this one is kind of cheap right now. I already got a lot of that. Maybe more into ions. I think I want to play around with more ions again. That can make such a difference. Ooh, also bombardment. Look at this bombardment. This is basically just quality destruction, which is bad. You don't want to destroy the planet that anyone lives on, because then you can't colonize it yourself. And this is just a heightened version of that, the Atomic Devastator, which basically, yeah, we're doing some military damage, some population damage, you know, equal amounts, which makes sense. Also some infrastructure damage, because freaking atomic bombs, man. But also, we're just basically destroying the quality of the planet. We're just making it uninhabitable. Not generally what you want to do. It might be, you know, for certain things, but we want military bombardment. And here mass drivers are vastly different. Not only are they a reasonable size, but also they are heavily skewed on military, do very little to population, because you can actually, you know, choose targets, unless you're just throwing around atomic bombs. They're doing a lot more against infrastructure, which is usually what you want as well. But they're doing much less on quality. Yes, they're leaving craters, surely, but not, you know, radiation everywhere. Maybe some radiation, you know, from the ground, because the ground is on any planet would be somewhat irradiated as well. We have background radiation on Earth. The closer you are to the ground and, you know, underneath the ground, the worse it gets. But the same is true for just going above ground. So the higher you get, the more radiation you will absorb, which is fun. There is a sweet spot though, which is a bit over above the ground actually. There is a sweet spot where you have minimum radiation that you take in, but you will always take in radiation. And therefore, if we just explode the ground by throwing massive, gigantic metal slugs at it from orbit, you will definitely have some radiation, but it's not like atomic bomb fallout. So that makes sense. These bombardment values that they have in there do make a lot of sense as well. And you need to choose what you actually want. I'm actually not sure how far that goes, and if we get a third variant, I think in the normal game, in the vanilla game, you would get a third bombardment option. I'm not sure if that's the case here. I haven't gone into that much, because I'm just going mass drivers and then I'm fine, usually. Just throw more slugs at them, it's fine. Ooh, we finally got it. Independent world is mine. Yes, and definitely yes, and maybe. I mean, it does give you some colony defense, so that's kind of nice. Better recruitment rate, better infantry strength, and also the same is true for this one. This also gives you more colony defense. So these are 10% colony defense for 20k. I think that sounds good. Even though your troops are not really important. Oh, and we unlock the research because it's the first grassland planet we are on. So, that means we now know grassland mastery. Or, well, we have an option for grassland mastery. Mind you, not for Savannah. We actually need to find a Savannah planet and colonize it to get that mastery unlocked. Yeah, let's get these two as well. The other two buildings are more important to me because ship maintenance is huge. I think we also get maintenance from the first troop facility. Maintenance savings, which is really good. Yep, get the starport as quickly as possible. Amazing, already. We're just like 30 years into the game and it's just really, really huge what we're doing. And also we have probably double the science, double the research that anyone else has right now. And it's kind of exponential cost, even though they skewed this year differently. They changed the numbers. I think at tier 4 or 5, you still don't go into the 10Ks. In the normal game, you would be at like 16K or so, or even more at that point. So they skewed this a little bit differently in terms of research, but it still should be quite good. I'm also thinking giving our civilian economy a little bit more here. A little bit more stuff to play with. And I might even crash this. I think we will, because we will get that money back. There's also the tier 2 industrial shipyards with 2% maintenance. Oh, increases corruption though. That's kind of bad, but also increases income. So it basically is a balancing mechanic, I guess. So you can't increase your income by way too much. So you get a little bit corruption too. And since corruption is only part of your income, and it's not going to be like 5%, so it's not like you're going from 5% to 5%. You're actually going probably more towards like 8%, I would assume, is how that works. Depending. But yeah, it is still really, really good. And it would only be better if we had Way of the Ancients. Oh, I want Way of the Ancients already. So we have the core now. That means now we can see we can't research all the normal cores. We only have our Nova core, which again is not that great. I would love to have this core for 284 output. What's our output? It's 213, yeah. We're basically getting these two, I think. Yeah, the 213 here. Yep. And we're getting the ratio from here. So we are efficient and still get with that efficiency, still get the normal output, the general output, but we're still missing all of the goodness here. And I usually go for this one because I don't care for efficiency. Apart from, you know, civilians should have that efficiency. That would be great. Civilians should always go for this one, in my opinion. Which the game, unfortunately, doesn't do, but, you know, they should. And I'm not sure what should go for this one, but, whatever. Maybe exploration ships or something. But all military ships definitely 100% should always use this one. So it's kinda, that we only get the Nova Core. But it's also cool because it's, you know, our special tech and it looks cool, but, yeah. I mean, it looks cool because of the mod that I have. I'm actually not sure how it would look otherwise. We could go for a better hyperdrive. And this is a free upgrade, so once you have this, this is just an instant upgrade. I should probably go for some engines too at some point. This is a quick research. Let's just do this. Oh, look at our fighters. They look kind of shit, don't they? And they look more detailed here, especially the bombers, than they actually look. If we look into this. And that's why I'm saying it's a quite lazy design. I know why, because it doesn't really matter. But if you do this... Yeah. As I think, with a little bit of work and learning Blender, I could do this for sure. Just... For sure. Especially since this is an already existing asset that they just pasted on here. But, I mean... this looks like texture is missing. And I'm very sad to make fun of this, but my goodness. You know what this reminds me of? I really love Arx Fatalis. That's a really fun game. That came out around the 2000s somewhere, a little bit later. But it was a 3D game where you were running around underground because humanity was driven underground because the sun died. And sometimes that game had a glitch, or had glitches with graphics, and the graphics were just white. Because all of the, it was just basically the model, and it looked exactly like this. That's why I'm saying it looks like texture is missing. It's so weird. And this ship doesn't look like texture is missing, but it doesn't really look any better. This is such a weird one. It's such a weird UFO thing. Just a saucer with a dome. Such a weird little fighter. I mean, at least this looks more like Quameno, but not. I wouldn't say that looks good to me. It's not my taste, I guess. The general was dismissed. Oh no, probably a drunkard again. Who would have thought? Although they all are. And there's a new general. Fun. Oh, we got another colony. Neat. Colonize independent world. Perfect. Yeah, and get rid of the Quameno. That's fine. I would like to build this first. Makes no difference. It's fine. Ooh, we got the armor assembly plant for free. I mean, it's Atuk, so the advanced battle rollers. Yeah, that's what I would think of the weirdos here. At least we got continental research. That could be good for humans if we ever get them, which are much more useful than the little Atuk. Gunship, yeah, I want them, but let's wait for a second here. Also, do we not get variants of these? I don't think we do. And I just realized that now. We will never have variants of frigates or destroyers or cruisers. And I was thinking about that last time I played, that, oh well, I would like to, you know, get cruiser variants, but apparently, I mean, random research screwed me there, haha, whatever. But no, I think this mod completely disables those. And I'm not sure I like that one. Because I like the... I mean, I technically don't like the variants that exist in Vanilla, because they are weird. And not what I would want to use for some of the roles I use them for. It feels a little bit forced. The fast variants, for example. I don't care. Engines don't really matter. Usually. And also here they're all freakishly slow anyway. But, I mean, the only engine that matters is the hyperdrive, basically, you know? What do I care for sublight engines? Who cares? They can just jump again. They can do micro jumps. It's fine. But that's kind of bad still. Because the problem that I have with that is that will destroy the upgrade paths. Because what I want to make variants is distinct upgrade paths, so I don't have to manual that. And I don't want to manual that. That's kind of shite, though. If that's actually the case, that would be, I guess, my biggest gripe with this mod that I found so far. That would be something that I would like to see changed. Ooh, ship maintenance savings is kind of nice. Let's keep that in. I would really like to change that. Ooh, passengers. We need this. Civilian transports and no? Oh, yeah, civilian transportation there. So I want this and I want this, and this still comes first. But that would probably be the one thing I want changed. Instead, they should have given me more variants. Just for different upgrade paths. And I don't even care what they call them. They don't even need to be different to me, in my opinion. They don't really need to be different from what this already gives me. But I want different hull types for different upgrade paths. So I'd like, you know, it could be as simple as gunship. Let's say, you could say 1, 2, 3, 4, sure. Or you could just say attack, raid, defense, bombardment, maybe. Of all types. I want these 4 hull types for sure. So I have the ability to have different variants for different roles in the fleets that I'm making, and have different upgrade paths. It would be great for those different types, like attack, defense, and so on, to also have different base that you could use for different things. And with that in mind, you know, with the role in mind. If it's actually a variant for attack, a variant for defense, a variant for... Well, it could be an assault, maybe, or something. Or a variant for raiding, for example, which are the main variants. But I also would like some for bombardment. That would also be great to have a whole upgrade path for that. But since they can take it away, they probably can put it in. I would like these paths, and I would like them changed in terms of component base as well. You know, some variation in there that makes sense for example, a raiding ship. Or for a normal attack ship, you know? An attack ship should probably be a little bit heavier on the weapon slots. Maybe a raiding ship should be heavier on the engines. I don't know. That would probably be debatable, what would make sense. It should... No, maybe it should, a raiding ship should just have an extra defense slot for a stealth component. And stealth also is different in here, in terms of how much it weighs. It doesn't weigh, I think, 40 and 50, the 2 variants. I don't think we can see it yet. Ooh, this would be huge to have. 6.6 years for each. But yeah, I want all of them. But but stealth is not as heavy in here, which is really good. And that would be something that a raiding ship is for me, you know? I want basically the same weaponry as anyone, the same defenses, but one more for stealth. It doesn't even have to have special scanners or anything. It doesn't even, special sensors, doesn't make any difference. What would a defense ship be like? It wouldn't have more defense slots. It might have an extra general slot for hyper deny in terms of all the others. Maybe that, because, well, do you want that from a defense ship? Maybe not. Maybe a defense ship would have more slots for a hangar, just so you can, you know, harass the enemy, so they just F off quicker, or something like that. I don't know. That would be debatable. Maybe defense and attack should be the same, but having an extra upgrade path because of the hull that it uses, a different hull variant, would be amazing. So you don't have to manual that bullshit. And I'd rather have an upgrade path I'm not using than only have one upgrade path. Because that's kind of bad. Because the game can only decide on 3 things in upgrades. If we look at... I don't have the manual yet. It's not for bombers. I want something else. Combat gunship. Yeah, it's also followed here with combat always, or strike craft, which I've mentioned in the other ones, in the other Let's Play. Yeah, they only have latest design for hull, latest design for roll, or latest design for largest hull for roll. That's the only 3 things you can decide here. Or none, which is manual. And I don't want manual. But I want the ability to make variants. And therefore, giving me different hulls would just be, oh yeah, go latest design for hull and you're good. And you're always good. Because it would be a distinct upgrade path from all the other hull types, from all the other hull variants. Even if the hull variants are not really variant in any way, you know, that would still be better than just having one. Hey Michael, how are you doing? A defense ship with mostly PD and little or no offense? Yes and no. Because I'm thinking defense ship in terms of defense fleets. That's what the variant is about. You know? Yes, but then that's only for certain types. So usually you would want a frigate or a destroyer to be your PD ship. One of the two. You probably don't need both. You might want both, maybe. So having a variant for maybe that would be a thing. Yes, that's something one could talk about. One could argue. You know, maybe I don't want defense the defense variant for all of them. Maybe. Because that makes the most sense for smaller ships with more low slots, and you could make them have more low slots, I guess, as long as they still correspond to the model, because they probably don't want to change the model, which totally makes sense. But maybe the defense variants should be only for frigates and destroyers, and nothing else. Maybe that's what we want a defense variant for, because we want more PD at that moment, for one of the two. So having a defense variant for both, even if it's not used anywhere else, would be good. Because a defense fleet, that's why I say defense doesn't mean defense slots. Because a defense fleet doesn't need more defense. They don't need more in terms of their own personal defenses and shields or armor. What they need is, they need to go to the enemy as quick as possible, preferably, intercept them, and annoy them enough, scare them enough to F off. And that's usually just for raid fleets. But you could also have that for bigger attack fleets if, you know, multiple defense fleets ascend quickly onto them. They just need to project strength. They don't need to defend harder. They're not turtle ships. Or they're not that's not what a defense fleet is. A defense fleet is something that intercepts an attacking fleet and makes sure they piss off. Or at least holds them in place, but I'm not sure if that means hyper deny, because usually it's better if the enemy just F's off and an attack fleet follows them and kills them later, you know? But they still, what they want is, you have an asset that you want to protect. That could be a planet, that could be a station, that could be anything. That asset needs to be safe. That's what a defense fleet wants. The defense fleet wants to go in between the asset and the enemy and keep them away from that, and preferably make them leave. That's what a defense fleet does. And I'm not sure what that does in hull variant. Because you could argue, okay, strong weapons would help with that, but also doesn't feel like it makes sense. What I would say for a defense fleet might be an extra defense slot. No, not defense slot. Maybe an extra hyper deny slot, so a general slot, and an extra and a different hyperdrive. So they would need a snap drive, in my opinion. All defense ships should have snap drives, because they need to be there quickly. They need to react, you know. They need to be in the moment, and they need to intercept the assets of the enemy quickly so they don't kill yours. In my opinion, they don't need more PD technically as a fleet, you know, as a design for the defense fleet. I'm always looking at designs for my defense fleet, but it could still make sense to have a ship variant that has more PD slots in turn, so it can work as the screener for a fleet, whatever fleet it's in. Maybe I want a defense variant of my frigate in my attack fleet as well. That could make sense, and that's what you need to think about when you design these different kinds of variants. But having no variants is the absolute wrong way to go, in my opinion, because that takes upgrade paths away from the player, which is bad. Hey Coda, how are you doing? Blub blub. A defense fleet is fast with a lot of firepower and fast to build. That's it. Fast to build makes no difference, by the way. That is no issue for the variants, in my opinion. That doesn't make any sense. And fast is, you need to be careful with that word here, because fast, what does fast mean in this context? In the context of this space game, they don't care about engines. That's why I'm saying an extra engine slot makes no sense to me. Why would they care about engines? They're jumping there. They need to be fast in jumping there. And that could have two different distinctions. They could be fast in reaction time, so that would be a snap drive in terms of this mod, which I lean towards. Or they could be fast in speed of that drive, which basically any military ship wants technically anyway, but this is much more important for attack fleets, because they need to go from any planet in your empire to any planet in the other empire quickly. And that's a much further distance than a defense fleet that sits around a planet and probably needs to go to, I don't know, somewhere in that system, maybe somewhere 2 systems over. You don't need that much speed for that. You do need a lot of reaction, though. You need a good reaction time. And also, maybe you want to flee, you know. It's good reaction time is good for that as well. So I would argue a defense fleet needs quick jump hyperdrives, while an attack fleet needs high speed. And basically anything else, like exploration ships or something, and civilian ships, probably just need the long jump hyperdrive, because they don't want to, you know, stop as much and have this recharge time matter that much. Because the long jump actually diminishes the recharge time as well, because you don't have to recharge that often. That means if you only need to do 5 jumps instead of 10 jumps, you basically cut this recharge time in half anyway. So this doesn't really make much of a difference for a long jump drive. But that's what I'm thinking would be the direction for these different kinds of fleets and stuff. And what a raid fleet needs, for example, they probably could do with long jump hyperdrives. They don't need to go there quickly in particular. They need to go there stealthy. They need to go there without being detected. Speed doesn't matter that much at that moment. You could still argue, okay, I still want a snap drive for them, because, yeah, they don't need to go there quickly. Yeah, they can have some more jumps that they need, because less jump range. But if they get engaged, they need to get out of here. So They need to go to a station, try to kill that station as quickly as possible, and if something else comes in, like a defense fleet, they need to fuck off instantly. And that's maybe why I want snap drives. You know, and that is the different directions of these fleets. Do I need defense ships for that? Ships with big PD? No, why? I need a little PD to fight a station, maybe. But that station will not have many weapons anyway. Why would I waste PD? What I want is peak damage, basically, on a raid fleet. All these ships just need to come in, put out a lot of damage in very, very little time, and then just fuck off again, quickly. That's what a raid fleet does. And a raid fleet doesn't attack high-value targets, or, you know, high-strength targets, usually. It's just a mining station. Mining stations are basically not defended at all. They maybe have a weapon or two, but who cares? You just need to go in, overwhelm the defenses, kill that station, get out. That's all a raiding fleet does, and in quick succession, basically. So the quicker you can react, the quicker you can jump all the time, makes much more sense for a raid fleet. And then peak damage. They don't even need that many defenses, basically. They only need an extra slot for stealth, in my opinion. Not that stealth works that well in this game, unfortunately, but technically, you know, that's just the general gist of a raid fleet in my mind. And that's how these variants need to... They need to facilitate that, you know? They need to... Okay, what role in a fleet do I want for this class? For this hull, basically. So if it's a frigate hull, I might want to use it more for PD, but I also want the option, a more attack-heavy option that is used for raid fleets or something. But maybe I don't care about fast frigates, you know? I don't care about frigates with 16 engines. Who cares? Why would they need to go from A to B inside of a system so quickly? They're not hunting anything down. Even a defense fleet, why would you give it a lot of engines? Does it really need to hunt people down? In my opinion, a defense fleet is just there to deter the enemy, not to hunt them down. They can't win anyway, usually. I mean, it would be kind of nice to hunt down raid fleets, I guess, but they will just jump and they're gone. It doesn't really make a difference how many engines you have. And that is because this separation exists in this game, you know? Because you have sublight speeds and light speed. And the quicker the enemy can go to light speed, it doesn't matter how much sublight speed you have at that point. Because they will just go away. You can't catch them anyway. More Katarovs. I mean, I guess. I'll take you. No invasion. No invasion. No invasion. Ooh. Agdarians, though. Those are actually exciting to me. Give him a gift, and we need to do some research for those boys. We got civilian transports crashed for free. That's kind of nice. I also need to put a cut in, I know, but I talked so much that I want to give you guys a bit more gameplay. Yeah, definitely go here after this. Should we sacrifice someone for this? I don't think so. It's just 250. Unless someone is a spy. No, that's fine. Oh, I definitely gonna sacrifice you. You weird thingy. Yeah, give him some money, that's fine. That's all good. Will that... Oh, look at our money. Oh, that's huge. That's absolutely huge. Can we go and invest that into more of these boys? Let's go 15. Let's go ham. And let's give them another 5. There you go. Let's go hardcore in exploration. I want to explore every little nook and cranny in this freaking galaxy before anyone else even comes off their planet, please. Thank you. Ah, look at that. Already Caslon is not in overproduction anymore. And that will be soon a problem of underproducing it. Yeah, we don't have a lot of things we need to mine here. Let's look at this. We don't have resort stations yet. We could start with that, though. Once we have these passenger liners. Oh, we get the resort station. Perfect. All together. Great. Do we have the... And we have the transportation as well. Yep. First civilian transportation compartments as well. Perfect. That means as soon as we have the hull, we can transfer our Quamenos back to the planets that matter. And that is not this planet, because this planet is now a seed planet. Let's look through this real quick. No. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. This is fine. This is fine. Sorry. We want the Artuk here. Get rid of the Quamenos. Perfect. Good. I unfortunately have to do that so often. And that's why I'm playing with very rare colonies, because otherwise we probably had like 14 right now, and that would become extremely tedious. If you have to go 10 times through 10, you're already at 100 planets that you have messed with. Ugh. It's annoying. More scenery is kind of nice, though. We will use that. But let's put a cut in here. I would be interested in your guys' opinion if that should be changed in this mod with these upgrade paths. If that is actually true. We'll see. I think it is from what I've seen in this mod so far, but we'll see. Thank you all for watching. Leave me a like if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to sub the YouTube, really helps the channel. Come to Discord, and I see you all in the next one. Bloop bloop, everyone.